Hi, and welcome to Paranormal Journey. I am your host, Sadana Mondaba. Today I have Ms. Jackie Hudnell. Hudnell? Oh,
Hudnell.
Hudnell. Yes. With me. We've just gotten done doing some projects of our own, so I wanted to take the opportunity to talk about her paranormal journey and see where we go from there. So,
Okay.
thank you, Ms. Jackie.
Thank you.
So, how did you get started in your paranormal journey?
So, I've been having experiences since I was really young.
Okay.
Whether it be dreams that I feel so connected with, aka past life, or if it is personal experiences. So going to different locations, feeling kind of like an energy there that I can't quite, like that's not human, like not living form. So for me, what got me started on it was more of personal.
Okay.
I was having situations and experiences that I couldn't quite explain, and I didn't know what was going on. So
And you kind of felt that was been like all your life the whole time, or was there a certain event that maybe have triggered it?
I want to say, because when I was still in the womb with my mother,
Okay.
she had an actual paranormal experience.
Interesting enough, so did my mother.
Yeah. So it was like, oh. So I've been kind of trying to look back and figure out what's going on with that.
Right.
Like if that meant something.
Yeah.
Because when she
Is that a pattern that goes,
Right.
for several of us?
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So how did you decide to join a team, a paranormal team?
I was actually dating Eric, which is our lead on our team. I was
Hi, Eric. We love you. Mwah.
I was dating Eric at the time, and we'd been dating shortly. And he was talking to me about the paranormal and his team that he had founded. And at that point, I was kind of talking to him a bit more about my experiences, so that kind of connected us in that way.
Okay.
So my first actual investigation with Endeavors, your beginner trainee first investigation.
Yeah, our ghost cases, shadow cases. Yeah.
Yeah, my first shadow case was actually in Indiana.
Okay.
And back then I was very much like, I'm feeling tinglies, I'm feeling this, but I was still learning the correct terminology for everything.
Yeah, how to articulate it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So I actually joined Endeavors through Eric.
Right on. Okay. So what then tends to be your focus or your mission when you are doing this stuff? That was my code. It was nothing paranormal. It just fell off the back of the chair. It's okay.
So my goal or my mission is to, because I know for me starting out, I didn't reach out with a lot of people because a lot of people feel that they're just crazy. Or that's your typical, like,
right.
When we talk to a bunch of our clients, a lot of our clients have been like, I'm just crazy, or I'm just seeing things. And you're like, no, like, there's some things that can be psychologically, but then there's other things that are very much paranormal.
Right.
And for me, my biggest thing is I want to make sure everybody feels comfortable enough to come to our team and to ask for help.
That's one of the things that, and anybody who's heard me talk about why I joined that particular team is because we really focus on, and I know for myself, I want to make sure that our clients feel safe and comfortable inside their homes again. That's why I really enjoy being a part of the team that I'm on.
Yeah, and I know for me personally, it feels really good to be able to sit there and look back and be like, I helped them.
Right.
And I also want to I want to really hash that paranormal versus Hollywood paranormal are two completely different things.
True.
And part of our purpose for Paranormal Endeavors is to also teach that.
Right.
That the do's and don'ts of paranormal. And
right. For example, like that's why we're doing the things that we're doing. That's why we are filming the cases that we're on, because we want to be able to use that as a way of teaching and educating people about what's happening. It's one of the reasons why I was driven to start this. Yeah. So what was what was the scariest thing that you've encountered or creepiest place you've been?
Oh boy.
Crawling under buildings?
Right. Yeah, I've crawled under a few.
Yes, we have.
Those creepy underground tunnels that you're just like, okay, I'll do it for the team. I'll do it for the cause.
Up in attics.
Yeah, where you're just like, you're holding the camera and you're just waiting for something. For me personally, I want to say one of the scariest memories that has stuck with me is one of the first times that I went to Edinburgh Manor.
Okay.
And that I don't scare very easily when it comes to while being on investigation. I mean, things
Right.
will make me jump a little bit, but I've never been to that point where I'm like, I need to go outside. I need to reground. I need to do this. I need to do that.
Yeah.
But I was down in the basement of Edinburgh,
Okay.
and I kept feeling, and we call him the creeper.
Mm-hmm.
And I kept feeling him come up like right here, kind of deal. Like
Yeah.
he would come up,
Yeah.
and then he'd come back,
Yeah.
and then he'd come up,
Oh.
and then he'd go back. And it was this really bad, unwelcoming vibe to me.
Mm-hmm.
And at that point, I actually had to put up my hood that I was wearing, because I was wearing this little vest with a fuzzy hood. I ended up putting that up because I'm like, I cannot see what is going on right now, because I need to get myself back in
Right.
where I need to be.
Right.
And he just kept
Oh,
at it.
yeah, when you've really got to get those
Yeah.
shields built up and that.
Yep. And at that point too, it was, I want to say it was later that evening. I was up in one of the wings, and I remember feeling very like somebody's watching me.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not a good kind of like, what's going on? It's like a angrily watching kind of, yeah, one of those like,
What are you doing all up
you
in my
shouldn't be here."
space? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And it ended up, like when I looked back down the hallway, it was pretty dark, and there was like the exit light, the red light, and I'm just like, something is not right here. And I went to look back down the hallway, and I literally saw this like, I want to say it was an elderly woman is what it looked like.
Okay.
But she was just kind of real angry, real slouched, and she was in a wheelchair,
Mm-hmm.
in one of those old-fashioned wheelchairs.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember just thinking, okay. And then all of a sudden it was just like this waft of energy come flying at me, like she was wheeling herself as fast as she possibly could down this hallway. And I'm just like, no.
Yeah.
So,
And we're done.
yeah, I want to say the energies of Edinburgh itself
Yeah.
is one of the scariest places I've ever been.
Was your experience, just for my own, was your experience before it became quite the hot spot that it is now?
Yes, it was.
Okay, so when it was a little more pure than what's actively going on right now?
There had been groups that had come in prior
Right.
to us doing it, but
Right.
it definitely feels,
Okay.
I haven't been back since, but the time that I was there, it
Right.
felt very authentic, and it
Right.
felt very,
Okay.
they were from this area.
Yeah. Oh, I figured from it. I just
Yeah.
didn't know if it had been after it had been like fed,
Right,
so
right,
to speak.
right.
I have yet to experience Edinburgh, and I'm okay with that, because I know with how I function that there are certain locations and certain places that it's best if I avoid, and that's the choice that I've made for my own safety,
Yeah.
for my own sanity, and because I don't have to go, it's not like I'm not going to encounter questionable things. We do
Right.
in where we're at, but if I don't have to chase it down,
Right.
I'm
You
choosing
prefer
not to.
No,
Yeah, I'm
I don't
choosing
blame
not
you.
to.
And that's something that it's very,
yeah.
Edinburgh is not a place that I would take somebody who's just starting.
Correct. This is for the seasoned.
Yes, like
you
I would
know what you're
prefer
doing.
You
and-
understand
yeah.
shielding and grounding and safety methods and precautions to be able to, when you get in there, because there have been attacks that have happened there.
Okay.
And
All right.
it's
So
just-
segueing from that, what
Yeah.
has been your most meaningful?
My most meaningful. We had an investigation that the female client,
Thanks.
the female client was she ended up becoming distraught during the actual investigation, and that would have been the one that where you had to take them to the other room.
Oh, so recent plug. That would be the newest episode of Paranormal Endeavors that's out or being released, I believe, something like that. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That was hard because from a female aspect, it was, you could feel all of her raw emotion.
Yeah.
And as we were learning and as we were hitting nails on the head and picking up on everything, because we have a lot of sensitives, like everybody on our group is a sensitive. So it's, everybody just, one person picks up something and we're like, kind of
it helps.
bouncing.
Yeah, we tune
Yeah.
it all in, and
Yeah.
so we can get all angles of what's happening. Yeah.
And that was one of the more, it hit home more personally. Like, I don't have any
Oh,
kids,
yeah.
but it was very,
Oh,
the situation itself was very, very emotional.
I choose not to comment on that at the moment. If
Yeah.
you want to see, and there is some stuff to see, definitely watch the episode.
Yes.
So Paranormal Endeavors, go find it.
Yeah.
Right on. Okay, so is there anything that the audience should know?
My biggest advice is if you're interested in joining a team, potentially starting your own team, I would highly recommend if you want to start your own team, you be on a team for a while so
Yes.
you can kind of get a basic foundation.
Mm-hmm.
I know for me with being with Endeavors for 8 years, I've looked at other teams and there's been people who want to start teams that I'm just like giving out advice, like
Mm-hmm.
this is what we've learned along the way, this is what we've done. You want to go into it not one-sided, and by that I mean look at both the scientific and the spiritual.
Correct.
Because there are scientific explanations as to why things are happening, why floors are creaking, old house, why
Right.
just different situations. So
Why
always
the
go
electricity's going haywire.
right, like bad wiring, or
Right, right.
so always go into it looking at both sides.
Yeah.
And if you start off, I would recommend starting off scientific, and that's what our team does. Is we start off scientific.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, we go from the scientific, and once we've eliminated all the possibilities that way, then we go into the spiritual aspect.
Mm-hmm.
My biggest thing is, as a field researcher with paranormal, your main intent is to not antagonize. And I've seen a lot of like Hollywood do the antagonizing.
Right.
If you aren't seasoned, if you will, or if your team is still new to that, you can get yourselves into situations that you can't as easily get out of
Right.
if you're antagonizing.
Right, and people don't realize the ripple effect that can have
Yep.
on their lives and the people around them.
Yep. And
yeah, unfortunately.
yes. And another thing that I've noticed, not to like keep going,
You're good. Take your time. This is your space. This is your space. You're good.
Another thing that I've also noticed is people often mistake oppression for possession
Correct.
and automatically go to the possession. Possession is more the demonic.
Right.
Oppression can simply be a spirit speaking or acting through somebody.
Well, there's the 3 stages because there's attachment.
Yes.
You can get to attachment first where they're kind of hanging around
Yeah,
and they're like
checking it
just
out.
starting to siphon off of you a little bit.
Yep.
Then there's actual
Figure it out.
oppression when they're utilizing you. They could potentially be utilizing you as a
Yeah.
tool. And then there's actual possession where they've taken
over completely. And you're
Right,
just
where
like,
you've given them full access.
Yes.
So and here's the thing, it's keeping you solid in who you are, staying well grounded. You know, in if you don't understand what that means, I will make a video at another time. I really do want to be able to express that to people in what I've learned on some of that. But really staying connected to who you are and your core belief and your core value. One of the things I've learned for shielding is people think of having this shield outside of themselves, and I have recently learned to change that, as in my shield is what's beaming out from me. And my shields have been a lot stronger once I figured that piece out and it fit into place.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely doing that. So what is your goals then moving forward with your paranormal journey?
I feel like this has been my goal every year, but I want to like strengthen my own spiritual gifts, because there have been times that I've had premonitions. Like I've had a premonition about a case that we went on. I keep wanting to say a few years back, but I want
So
to
your
say it's longer.
precognitive skills,
Yeah.
you're still
Yes,
increasing
yes.
those. Yeah, absolutely.
More the mediumship, more working with everything.
That's always a goal, though, to always
Yeah,
be working on
to
myself
be
and
working on
making
your
myself stronger and better. Yeah. Right on.
Yeah. So,
Cool.
and I want to actually start being able to, because I have a friend who actually reached out, and I was thinking maybe doing some lessons privately or whatever.
Right.
So I want to be able to actually do more reaching out to the general public.
Ta-da! That's why I'm
Right.
figured out this medium to help get some of that, because I have that calling with it as well. It's like I've got to get the messages
Right.
out.
It's like,
So that's why I,
Yeah.
you know,
'cause you see all these baby teams, and they're just
yeah.
going this way, and you're like, come on,
come on, honey.
come on. Like, no.
So if someone, how could someone contact you then? If they're interested in learning more, or they've got, you know,
I
questions?
actually can be contacted on Facebook. It's Jackie Hudnell.
And through Paranormal Endeavors,
and
the
Paranormal
team.
Endeavors. So
Yeah.
go on there, check us out, see the clips. Because there's a lot of clips that we have that we actually do go over. The importance of what we do, and kind of go into more detail of the steps of how we do things. So Facebook is definitely your best bet. If you're in the area, I know we're going to be
Clear
we're gonna
Lake?
yes,
Clear Lake, Iowa, next Saturday at 11 a.m. We're going to be at the public library, I believe there. The team is going to actually be doing a public presentation. Funny enough, it's the similar type presentation to what the team did last year, and I met them and decided I wanted to be on the team. So hopefully you can come join us. If you're in the area, stop by, ask some questions, figure it
There
out.
are no wrong questions. There's no silly questions.
Trust me,
You're not
I
crazy.
had them.
Like,
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. Right on. Thank you, Miss Jackie, for your time. I had a blast hanging out with you with all the things we got to do today. We're going to be topping it off with Rocky Horror Picture Show at the Garden Club. So if you haven't seen it this weekend, definitely make sure to come next weekend and check it out. And on that note, happy trails on your paranormal journey. Bye.